Welcome, everybody, to Midday Magazine for this Monday, February 24th, 2025. Have your host, James J. Maloff here. And in part two today, we're going to speak with our great friends from the Boys and Girls Club of the Wisconsin Rapids area. I will let you both introduce yourselves, and then we'll get going here.
Hi, I'm Jessica Hernandez. I think it's formally. I mean, I kind of get a little offended when people call me Jessica, but Jess. I prefer. Okay. I'm the elementary director at the Boys and Girls Club here in Wisconsin Rapids.
Excellent. And it's nice to meet you, Jess. Thanks for being here.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
And Katie.
And I'm Katie Johnson. I'm the Marketing and Special Events Director at the club.
Katie, thank you for coming back. Good to see you again. Appreciate the time. And I want to thank you both and the staff and everybody out there, all the volunteers and all the people that do so much great work at the Boys and Girls Club. You're really impacting our future, investment in our future. We greatly appreciate the work that's going on over there. And we're going to dive into some of that right now, Katie, because we've got certainly our intros out of the way. Now let's go on with what's going on at the club. Let's dive right into that, if you don't mind.
Yeah, there's a lot of events and programs happening at our club this year and the spring coming up. So the main thing happening right now is that we're planning for A Toast to Great Futures. It's one of our biggest fundraiser events of the year, and we're super excited to get the planning going right now and get the message out there that we're gearing up for this event. And before we can even get the planning going, we need to thank our sponsors. Mm-hmm. We have some really great corporate sponsors that help us get this started, and so I want to do that. A quick shout out to Richard's Liquor. Mm-hmm. Zach does a phenomenal job behind the scenes for us, making sure that this event is a success, and he's really dedicated to our mission as well. Also, we want to thank our corporate club sponsors of Wood Trust, Bell Family Charitable Foundation, and Solaris and Strongbridge Wealth Advisors. Mm-hmm. So through their support, we can start planning, and we're hosting a wine, beer, and spirits tasting event.
We'll get into the details of the event, but I do want to just make a note to all those sponsors out there, thank them, and remind everybody buying local, supporting local. And one of the greater ways, Marketing 101, you want to get your most bang for your buck, attaching yourself to a nonprofit, attaching yourself to events like this. You just never know who might see it otherwise, and it is one of the greater ways to invest in your community. It's a true win-win kind of situation for the business and the nonprofit and the event and these kids. It's a real big note to all those great businesses out there. For those that may not be familiar with the event, Katie, let's go ahead and let's break it down for them and let them know what to look forward to.
All right. So our event is a wine, beer, and spirits tasting event. It's an experience where you can come out to the Ridges and have an all-inclusive sampling of local brews, different wine, a variety of different wines, and as well as top-notch vendors for our different spirits and mocktails that we'll be having as well. So throughout the evening, you can come in and get a complimentary glass and choose to explore the different vendors and taste, as well as participate in our raffles and fundraising events there. We have a wine poll sponsored by Strongbridge as well, and that way so everybody can win, so you can participate and get a chance to win the top-notch wine of the night, as well as just appetizers and desserts and just enjoying the evening together.
It's an interesting event. It's a great event, and one of the things that I remember the first time talking about this was, well, this is for the Boys and Girls Club. This is a very adult-centric event. That's an interesting kind of combination there and everything. But in really working with the Boys and Girls Club more and talking more with you all and everything, the understanding of how this is an opportunity for so many adults out there. Maybe, you're an adult and your kids are in school or something, but there's a lot of us. My kids are in their 20s, and I haven't, really even touched base with the school world that much and everything. Here's an opportunity to create some empathy. Here's some opportunity to create some understanding, too, of what it is like to have a kid in school right now, and what it's like even for kids nowadays. There are so many different factors now than there were 20 years ago or even 5-10 years ago. So the opportunity this gives for the empathy of that and the understanding of that too is a great part of this event. While it's a kind of a side story, if you will, it's not the main headline or anything. I do look for these added bonuses to things all the time, and especially with events like this. And here's one of those added bonuses to this event where it gives people an opportunity to maybe put their foot into that world a little bit more and get rehashed with a little bit understanding of it. I do think it's very brave in Wisconsin to do an event based on spirits. No, I'm joking. No, it's really again a smart idea of this too. Another fun part of this. And yes, yeah, we all here in the state we may know a drink, have our favorite beer, what have you. Here's an opportunity to try some different stuff too. Maybe sample some different things.
Exactly. And like you said, it's a great community event. Networking with each other, just a nice night out, something with a little variety and an opportunity just to try new things. So it's going to be on Friday, April 11th at the Ridges Golf Course and Banquet Facility, and it runs from 7 o'clock till 10 o'clock that night.
Are there still sponsorship opportunities? Can people still be a part of the event if they'd like?
Yes, like I said, we're just starting off with our planning. So we have some great corporate sponsors that we mentioned, but we're also looking for sponsorships opportunities now to be part of the event and help us, again, make that connection to our community, to our local youth. So again, all proceeds to this event does stay right here in Wisconsin Rapids area for our Boys and Girls Club kids. So it really supports our mission, and we are looking for local businesses to help support that in different sponsorship opportunities.
Let's dive into that one a little bit more, Katie and Jess, because this event, and you touched on this before, this is one of your, if not your biggest, a fundraiser. Certainly one of the major ones that you have. And to be fair, Boys and Girls Club is not able to have that many events. We deal with this. I'm on the board at the Family Center, and it goes on over there too. We can only have so many events a year. We really got to make them pop. We really got to make them work and help and benefit the work that you guys are doing over there. Can we dive into how this event impacts this what you guys do over there and some of the impact the event has on the club?
Right. So like I mentioned, it goes, all proceeds do go directly to our club here, and it helps us to continue to serve over 1,300 area youth and teens. And we offer, again, after school and before and after school programming, our summer programs, and again, we're continuing to build our support in the local school districts, as well as start new developments in our programs throughout our different centers. As Jess here has been leading our team through building up our club to be a trauma-informed team. We're also focused on engagement with our teens as well as recruiting more teens and continuing to build on that social-emotional support and role models and great positive environment for our youth.
Mm-hmm. Great notes there, Katie. Thank you for that. Jess, how has this impacted like spring break programming, some of these things, some of the stuff that Katie's talking about there? How has it done for you from your perspective, from what you can see?
I mean, really the biggest impact right now, I would say, especially with the spring break coming up, we have a lot of things planned. So during spring break, we are open from 7:30 to 5:30. So, our youth, our community youth have somewhere to go during that week. So typically for long extended breaks or no school days, we like to kind of plan our programming around a theme. So this year I am going to have spring break kind of themed around like a Hollywood red carpet theme.
That's cool. That's a cool idea.
I know. I'm really excited. I'm like, looking on Amazon and Pinterest and like, trying to figure out how we can make it like just, dramatic. And, I'm debating on buying like this 50 foot long, like red carpet, just because I want the kids to have that, that sense of like, wow, they did this for us.
Yeah.
And like, it's fun and it's just, inviting instead of a couple of posters, like, Hollywood,
Yeah.
like we want the kids to feel like, the work that we put in and the things that we receive, like the input, output, it's for them.
Yeah.
They deserve it,
Yeah.
So I'm hoping this year with the spring break, it really makes that impact on the kids as far as, having that sense of belonging and feeling like, they can have fun.
Well, and it sounds like you're onto something there. You really got something there. It sounds like they are going to have a great one. And we're able to do things like that because of this event and events like this. It helps fund having spring break, having some of these programs that we have over at the Boys and Girls Club. So when you're attending this great event and you're having a good time and you're maybe trying a different wine you haven't had before, or a beer or something like that, you can know that you're also investing in your community. You are literally investing in your community and helping the greatest resource we have in this world, in our kids. I double checked before the interview. They're still the future, everybody. I did just double check, just real make sure, and everything. It turns out kids are the future. There is not a better investment we can make. And these programs too, not only did they have an impact like Jess was speaking to there and everything, but also it's not lost, I'm sure, on the audience, even if, again, you're like me and your kids aren't in school or in need daycare, the lack of daycare and some of the things we have in this community, let alone around the country right now. So the things that the Boys and Girls Club are offering are not only fun and interesting for kids, they're vital to our community. They're incredibly important to our community right now. Let's dive into, we got to the spring break a little bit. There are some other events we wanted to keep in mind with the club too, Katie. Let's go ahead and touch on some of those.
Right. We've got a great lineup this year. Like I said, we're getting ready for spring, and this great weather today helps out. But
Sure does, yeah.
So again, our Toast Great Futures is April 11th. That's our first event coming up. And then we will have our summer registration. So the open
Wow, it's
to get
already
ready
coming.
for our summer programming. So again, Jess will have a lot to get ready for and planning, and she does a great job, like she said, getting that focus around our kids and making them feel belonged at our club. But summer registration is going to open up on April 1st at 8 a.m. And that is all done online. So parents and families can go out to our website to register, and that is at bgcwra.org. As well as coming up, we have our wonderful golf outing. That's our next big fundraiser. We partner with Next Home Partners and Richard's Liquor, again, as our presenting sponsors, getting that event going for us. But that will be held on Friday, May 16th. And again, at Ridges with a tee-off time at 3 p.m. So it's a 9-hole event. Sponsorship for that is open as well.
It is open, okay.
We can do a whole sponsorship with golfers. So a team of 4. We're also promoting that the teams come up with a theme or even dress up in character or have more
Yes.
fun with it. So we're looking for that event on Friday, May 16th. Other events we have going on, we're right next to the YMCA. We're community partners, and so we've been in our building at our location on West Grand now 5 years.
Whoa.
So we opened in 2020. Actually, this summer will be the grand reopening or anniversary party that we're going to be having. So it's our 5-year anniversary picnic in partnership with the YMCA. And right now we have that scheduled in for June 12th for in the afternoon. We also have then the summer program, besides registration happening soon, the summer programming, just to get parents and families to know that date, because there is a little bit of an in-between time from the time school ends to the time we open. And that's to get our staff prepared and our club prepared for the long summer, and as we have kids there all day long. Summer program will actually start on June 16th.
Excellent.
And just the last event right now that we have planned is in partnership with the Cranberry Festival this summer, which will be the Chalk It Up event that we host outside of our club.
Another fun one. And all of these are great. They're exciting. They're fun. The community has a lot of fun with them. I just want to take a moment to kind of touch on a couple of these real quick. And we'll certainly have you guys back and talk about these more when we get closer to them. And we'll be talking about them on our morning show and encouraging a good turnout for all of these. The summer registration, that one, if people want to know more about what's registered, what there is open, or what different things they can certainly go into the website, certainly can find out more details on that. But the golf outing is one that, and I'm not a golfer, but my little brother is. And he lives in Oshkosh now with his family and everything. He will reach out to me. I guarantee you a week or two before this, hey, did you hear anything about the golf outing? Like, it's still something he comes back for. There's so many people in the community that love this event. The themes that you mentioned there is a big selling point, is a big fun part of this and everything. But one of the things, and I feel like every year after the event, I have somebody from Midday Magazine that comes in that attended it, and they're raving about it. And one of the things that they're talking about is how much fun they had and how much they miss golfing and being out there or that. But the knowing that during all of that, you're also investing in our community. It's not lost on the people. We're very fortunate in this area. We got a lot of good people in this area, a lot of people that love to put into their community. But so many of us, well, how do I do that? What can I do? How can I? Sometimes these things can seem so big and such a gigantic problem. How can I do something? Oh, pick up a golf club. There you go. You just helped out the community just by being a part of this event and getting out there, getting some sun. I don't know enough about golf to really reference too many things, but I do know that everybody that does it has fun. And there you go. You had a good time while also investing in the community. The 5-year anniversary, I can remember touring the building when it was just being put together. It feels like it was 2 days ago. That's incredible. 5 years in that building. That's an accomplishment. That's a good feeling.
And I think we're really getting the space, utilizing the space to our best ability as well. We've continued to develop that space. Again, Jess, as our Wisconsin Rapids youth director, she has created a Zen zone and made that a space for our kids, as well as just the type of programming and rotations that she does to keep it entertaining there. But we also do encourage anybody, if they want to come in and see the club, we do, we can schedule tours with your group or yourself. We'd love to have people come in and visit.
Mm-hmm. And a big tip of the hat, too, of the work that you're doing there, Jess, all of you are doing, but just mentioning it's been brought up a little bit here about the physical activity and the kids having fun and keeping their minds engaged and ready. That's a big part of, these programs and what's going on over there. But again, one of the subjects that I am so encouraged by is the approach to mental health and the focus on that with our youth. So many of us at our ages, at our very different ages here and everything, really didn't have a ton of this growing up. And it's a different world now. And the more we're approaching that at a younger age, the better these kids are going to be off when they're ancient like me, in their 40s and stuff. They're that much better off. They're that much more. We're making the idea of making a better future, it seems almost black and white in some ways. Oh, we invest in this, we help kids with education in this, they're going to go off and they'll have careers and all that. But we lost sight a little bit of the other aspect of that and the mental health part of this. And now we're getting better about it. We're talking about this in a raised voice. We're approaching the topic. Now the real heavy lifting gets done. And it begins a lot of it with our kids and focusing on that and caring about that. Asking the simplest of questions of how your day was and truly listening, not just waiting to tell how your day was or something. So much of the work that you guys are doing is at that ground level. I really admire that. I really appreciate it. I think it's one of the better investments of all the things we're talking about that goes into these programs and goes into what our future of these kids.
Yeah.
Good work, Jess.
I agree.
Good work.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's wrap up and just mention the details one more time about A Toast to Great Futures. Katie, if you don't mind, let's get into the details of when people can mark this on their calendars and also be a part of it as far as sponsors go.
Yeah, so again, it's going to be held on Friday, April 11th, our Toast Great Futures event, wine and beer tasting, and it will be at the Ridges from 7 o'clock till 10 o'clock that night. It's a Friday night. To sign up for sponsorship or learn more about the event, you can definitely reach out to myself, Katie Johnson, at the Boys and Girls Club. You can contact me by email at kjohnson@bgcwra.org, or my number is 715-818-6126, or again, right through our website. We have that information out there, which is bgcwra.org. Again, it's a great fun night. We're looking for sponsorship. There's the list of the different levels of sponsorship are on our website as well. We do have a Facebook event page for it, an event page. So specifically to this event it's separate from our current club Facebook. So the Facebook, it's facebook.com A Toast to Great Futures.
And do want to remind everybody that we can always use more hands on deck. Where whether it's this event or other events coming up, could always use volunteers with different things, and certainly even everyday things that are going on over at the Boys and Girls Club. It's a great opportunity, especially for people out there looking for ways to impact their community, help out in their community. Here's a great one for you right here, and you get to work with these great people. You can't go wrong. It's a great building too, by the way. Encourage you to do that, and if you want to do that or possibly donate, Katie, just send them to the website. Is that kind of the best way to get a hold of you guys?
Yeah, definitely for volunteer. We have a volunteer application online as well, and then we'll work with our membership coordinator and kind of go through the next steps. So you can always call into the club or look at the information online.
And if you want to find out more, because we've only scratched the surface about things going on over at the Boys and Girls Club, everybody. If you want to find out more, I encourage you again to go to that website, look under their program info or getting involved. They have some great tabs, and it's a fantastic website, by the way. I really do love the website. Find out more about that at bgcwra.org, bgcwra.org. And be sure to follow them on social media. It's a great way to keep up to date on everything they're doing over there. And share those posts on your page. You just never know who might see them that wouldn't otherwise. Appreciate the time, you two, and everything you're putting into the community. Thank you.
Thank you.
We will have more Midday Magazine coming up for you throughout the week. And keep in mind, this was just the start of a great week of Midday Magazine. Tomorrow at 4, we will welcome in our friends from the Heart of Wisconsin Chamber of Commerce, and in part 2, the Family Center. Wednesday, we'll have Wood County Board Chairman Lance Plimo with us, along with Wisconsin Rapids Community Media, and in part 2, the ODC. Thursday, our friends, Family Natural Foods will be with us, along with UW Extension's Janelle Weir, and we'll wrap up the week in part 1 with the ADRC, and in part 2, Wisconsin Rapids Public Schools. Ron Rasmussen going to be joining us. It's going to be a great week of shows. A big thank you to Pam Hilke and the amazing scheduling she does week in and week out. Stick around. We got more coming up right here at WFHR, locally grown radio.